What's up, guys? It's Norman here, and it's time to talk about detailing after dark. But we're realistically, I'll be talking about what's going to happen with cars here. Prices are about to get wild,
It's over 9,000!
and I'm just going to be talking about um, the marketplace cars, and then I'll be kind of giving my 2 cents as what's really about to happen. It's about to get wild, pop off. So these prices are going to get worse. They're going to go up. I would say multipliers of 2 to 3 times the amount that they're valued, or even just 100 times their value. You know, this car worth 1,000 is going to be worth 2,000. This one 800, 1,600, on and on, because this bipartisan, as they say, Section 24220 of the 2021 Bipartisan Infrastructure Law directs the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration uh, to equip vehicles with new passive advanced impaired driving technology. Look it up. It don't make sense, and there's too many variables. It's saying it's to detect blood alcohol concentration. Um, Without a breathalyzer or a police officer, how can you do that? It's their heart's in the right place, but the behavior still stands as the few or the many are being punished because of the few. I would make it to where they can't buy a car. So if they bring a car in, they try to get a title switched over, they're barred from it. That's the one thing I would say to put in place to stop people from being able to buy cars. That way, if they buy a car from somebody, they don't get the title put in their name, blah, blah, blah. Jail time, 6 months, 2 years. Sorry. Uh, we told you you can't drive because you like drinking and driving, which are horrible mismatches. And I mean, I told somebody straight up, like, I lost a cousin, 3 years ago, head on collision on the highway. Luckily, his kids in the back survived. It was straight crazy. But I looked at that person, I was like, you know what, you're about to get, and I would have just launched the book at him. I'd be like, you can't drive. I need to drive for work. Well, you weren't thinking about that while you're drunk driving. I'm not perfect either. I've probably, most likely, have drank too much to where I shouldn't be driving. And thank God I never did that. I don't even know where I would be at mentally if I did that. Um, and it's just a crazy. I just, in my heart of hearts, I was ready to. If luckily I lived far away from where he was living, I would have just slammed that guy's head into the fucking ground. So it's the worst thing to say, but he caused a life because he wanted to slack off. Look at anybody. It's like if you want to slack off and drink and drive, um, yeah, I'm not your friend. But it's so few and far between. There's how many, how many people are drunk driving 5 years? And this is where you'll see a steady increase sharply over a sharply decreasing. I guess not super sharp, but you see here the fatalities in 2020, right under 12,000. Spike. This is the heart of COVID. That's 2021, 2022. And now when we start getting open in 2023 and 2024, it's now back to a downward spiral. Um, and the other side that they don't talk about is that um, automotive in USA. So drunk driving doesn't even account for half of traffic fatalities. Now, am I saying there's no reason to try to make it safer to drive around these stupid people? No. What I'm saying is the few are now making the majority being punished because of people's stupid behavior. And, it's just they need to get whipped. I mean, there's like you lose your car, you lose your license, and if you do it again, it's going to get worse. You're going to have the 14-year-old ID card showing you can't drink. And a lot of my clients where I detail their cars, they have breathalyzers and all this stuff. And you can even look online, which is scary. They show you how to pass a breathalyzer if you are drinking when you shouldn't be. So I would say just make it as difficult as it should be to own a car if you're drunk driving. Like you shouldn't be able to buy a car, uh, just as much as you shouldn't be able to buy a drink. The first one you can get a breathalyzer. I would say something like that, but depending on the severities, you hit somebody, a fatality, hospitalization, then it's like, nah, hard for a bit, bro. You can't have a car. And I personally think it needs to be that severe because if you don't understand how hard it is to be an adult and not drive anymore, not get around, not being able to go camping, did you really learn? Like, or it's no, and now I have to catch the bus. Now I have to buy a bicycle. I have to pedal everywhere. My friends or family has to pick me up if they really want to hang out with me. Moments of notice. It should be embarrassing. I don't think it should be a cakewalk. I think you should have to prove yourself to be able to drive just as much as 14-year-old that has to take the test and then a 14-year-old that's scared out of their ass to get their license because it's so new to them, and stuff like that. I think it's a big problem, but I don't think a mom driving 5 kids to make sure nobody's choking or fighting excessively in the back has to be punished over a ridiculous person that for some reason can't choose whether to Uber to a bar or just drink at home. And I see it all the time. I'll go out to the bars with friends, hang out, and somebody is falling over drunk. And they're talking about, oh, time to drive home. I'm like, nah, bro, you better Uber home. And the friend's like, oh, I can drive. No, if he's that drunk, you're right behind him. And I think I was just fortunate that I had friends that where we didn't do stupid shit to that degree. I mean, we did stupid shit, but luckily it's not who's gonna drive drunk kind of stupid. Um, and it's crazy, And I go back to where cars like these, $800, that thing, if that law goes through like hardcore, every new car is gonna have infrared. These are gonna be diamonds in the rough. Because the thing I have against infrared, UV light. If it's sunny outside, you guys that live in Florida and Arizona, Texas, all those southern states, bright as shit outside. That infrared might not be able to track your eyes. Guess what? Going anywhere, buddy. Um, if it malfunctions, like if it's too cold and the infrared lasers can't shine through, so the car hits a good cabin heat and pressure, infrared can't see you. Car ain't starting, buddy. They're talking about also putting it in the button press to where it infrared's on your thumb. If these things break, and I mean, let's be real, how many newer cars since 2020 have been fucking grenades? And they're talking about adding something on top of what's already grenaded in cars. Stupid. This one specifically has a light gas leak. I guarantee it's the oil line or ooh, gas refill line that needs to be swapped out. Super easy to do. Not hard. It's only hooked on with the little metal clamps from here to here, and it's like three bolts up here. Got the one attached down there, so just lift the back wheel up, take it off, have a heyday. Um, I guarantee this one would add, dude. That's super low. I think they're just wanting it gone. I mean, seats are dirty. Put on floor or seat coverings. That thing's a diamond. Um, that one easily. We tried new battery. Oil's good. Even I mean, they're trying to really sell it. Thing looks beautiful. 16,000. Took even a video. This is how you sell a car. Pictures are super small. I don't know what kind of zoom shit he was doing. Oh shit. This is at my shop because that little image right there. Yeah, it was at my shop. Oh my goodness. 7 weeks ago. That's hilarious. Yeah. Now I remember. Oh my God. So funny to like see your work on. Oh, happy about it. But anyways, enough toot my own horn here. Um, I mean, look at this, 1,800 for this. First size of mine. Beat to shit. RC manual 130. Does not run, doesn't have tile, make it. A lot of good photos. That's damaged. Fucking leaves in there? What is this? Radio's missing. Total. Ew. Father. Dude, that's old. Oh my God. That car is not worth. Tires flat. Broken window, has moisture in it. But these are the cars that are gonna be $2,000 for that. It's like, oh, it's $2,000, but I can spend another 500 and get it running and be good and just spend 500 every couple of months, maybe 2,000 total, and it's a gym again. That's what's gonna happen. These newer cars are gonna go in the fucking dirt. Guarantee it. I'm realistically in the next coming of months because that section 24220 isn't going into the full process yet for cars until end of this year or into next year. They're saying 2027, 2028. So um, any car here in the next coming months could end up having infrared on it. So start asking those questions because all these cars are about to get a shit ton more expensive because you don't have to deal with more computerized shit that you can't afford. Like you don't have a scan tool that's $3,000 to recalibrate the electronics. It's, these cars are getting to a point to where it's not smart to buy cars anymore. It's like at a point of you're better off leasing. I had that conversation with a client. They're talking about buying a freaking it was like a Ford Mustang or we're talking about a couple. It was Ford Mustang, Tesla, like one of the top of the line plaids or something like that. And then it was a Audi R8, and just cars that just cost way too freaking much. It was like a Ford. It was a Ford Shelby. I don't know. It might have been. We were talking about all kinds of stuff. Yeah, low to mid hundred. Yeah, so it was a Shelby, and then you have the. Oh yeah, it is discontinued. You screwed on that one. I'm not telling him he's gonna have to get an RS edition. I like the coupes; those are nice, but the prices are 780,000 RS. Those can scoot 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds if you know how to drive. But I mean, it's just these newer cars, you're paying all that, and then you might end up having your car in the shop for 2 months. Best. That's the worst, hopefully, but hopefully it's just days. Uh, yeah, man, it's just, I don't know where it's gonna be, but these cars, I mean, if you have an older car, it's gonna be pay $2,000 a year upkeep over not being able to drive your car because the infrared goes out, or electrical harness short circuits and then fucks up the infrared, or the push button infrared keep you from driving drunk even though you're driving your kids to school in the morning. Um, yeah, traffic fatalities dropping. This is cute. Traffic fatalities are becoming more common. Significant decrease in number of U.S. traffic deaths. Both 1 month ago. U.S. traffic death dropped by 8%. Traffic fatalities are becoming more common. I think people talk out of this left side of their mouth because they are. I really feel it's a money pool, especially when the NHTSA, which is federal traffic safety, meaning want to keep this funded, not because we care about it, but because we care about our pocket change. We're putting in shit that's going to affect Americans. Woo! It's already a bad day for that person. U.S. car crash epidemic, why driving deaths. The other part that traffic is increasing is nobody wants to talk about it, but realistically, people from other countries are coming here getting their driver's licenses, and they actually have no respect for road laws. They have respect for their laws where they came from. You can say I'm lying. You can say I'm being uh, a phobic of whatever or racist. But its reality is that our driving, how you have to drive here, is completely different than driving in South America. South America is completely different than Africa. It's completely different than Asia. Asia is completely different from the United States. There are places on this earth, first world countries, there's traffic rules. There's also countries in this world that don't have traffic. I want to say it's, leave it with this, but I want to say it's Indians from over there in the upper side of Africa, like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, stuff like that. Women were now allowed to drive. What country start driving? Saudi Arabia was the last country to allow women to start driving. Until June 28th, Saudi Arabia was the only country in which women were forbidden by law from operating motor vehicles. Women could start driving, just put in perspective, women were able to start driving in March 22 of 1900. Crazy. So, for those of you that say that you are suppressed in America, head off to you. Peace.